from Cichy Stadium in Fargo, North Dakota. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jed Thomas alongside my partner Cam Seville as we get set for North Dakota High School boys soccer action as the Shanley Deacons prepare to take on the Fargo Davies Eagles. Well, folks, we got a great game in store for you here tonight between two fierce EDC rivals. Should be a fun one to watch. For now, we're going to send you to a commercial break, but don't go anywhere, folks. A great game coming up after this.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Butler Machinery Company, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Form Communications, Luther Family Buick GMC, Master Construction, Moore Engineering, Netrix IT, Northern Improvement Company, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Shields All Sports in Fargo, and TCI Insurance.
Good evening, folks, and welcome back to North Dakota High School boys soccer action. I'm Jed Thomas, of course, joined by Cam Seville for what should be a great game here tonight between the Shanley Deacons and the Davies Eagles. And for more on tonight's matchup, here's Cam.
We got a great game in store today. It's across-the-street rivals. Both teams are looking for bragging rights, and it's going to be a battle of defenses tonight. Both teams have key players on their defense, and it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to strike first.
Absolutely, and this game between the Deacons and the Eagles, these two schools are huge rivals really across all spectrums of sports, and soccer is no different.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. All sports are very competitive, and it's going to be great to have a little in-rival game here to watch.
Absolutely, and some players to watch here for tonight. On the Shanley side of things, I'd be looking out for Luke Noah, the junior from the defense position. Obviously playing defense isn't involved in the rush too much, but when he gets up in there can be very dangerous, fresh off his first career goal just a couple games ago. He's great on the defensive end and obviously can make a big offensive impact. On the Davies side of things, I'd be watching for Casey Haldis, the junior forward. He's got some good speed and just some great overall soccer sense. Always has a nose for the goal. Never surprised to see him put one in the back of the net. Right now, you hear the starting lineups being read off for the Shanley Deacons. Just finished up with the Davies Eagles. One thing to note for Shanley in net tonight, the starter will be Max Bush, who typically plays the midfield position. Cam, how big is that for the Deacons to be taking someone who typically doesn't play goalie and throwing them in there for a really pretty big game tonight?
It's going to be very interesting. Shanley's been unfortunate. It has two injuries at the goalkeeper position. And Cody Malish just injured from a concussion, and Cameron with some bone bruises. But they're going to need Max to step up for this big game if they want to have a chance tonight.
All right, well, that will be a big storyline to follow, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Max Bush did play goalie in one game earlier a couple days ago, played fairly well in relief for these injured Shanley goaltenders, so we'll see what he can do again tonight. Just about ready to get things underway here. Before we start this game off, though, folks, we would like to remind you, don't forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media, get the latest updates about Shanley sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts, like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV. Follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV, and now you can follow us on Instagram at ShanleyTV. All right, again, just some final preparations here before this game gets started. As we said, two big rivals here, rivals in the realm of soccer, rivals across all sports. It should be a lot of fun to watch, a lot of passion on both sides, kind of getting into the swing of the season now, right in the middle of the regular season. Really a time to see who the true contenders are, and both these teams are right next to each other in the standings. All right, now just seconds away from starting this one off. Bit of a late start here tonight. So thank you to those at home who've stuck with us. If you tuned in at 7, it's been a bit of a wait, but we got things going now. And there's that opening whistle, and we're underway as TJ Anderson is going to send that ball straight back to Luke Noah for the Shanley Deacons, and now Noah's going to step up and just give that one off over in the direction of Joe Mickelson. A little too far for him. It's tracked down by Odegaard. Odegaard up the far side looking for Dietz. That ball, though, controlled by Thome. Thome trying to bring it forward for the Eagles. It's popped forward up to Odegaard for the Deacons. Odegaard has Thome coming in from behind. Ball squirts its way into the Davies side, but the Eagles take possession and get a clear here. Nice clear from the goaltender, Malloy. Ball takes a bounce, and Thome will track it down for the Eagles. He'll just let that roll out, though, and it'll be Eagle ball as he goes with the quick throw in here. Ball played right back to Thome. Thome going across the field over to Perez that time. Ball then played up by Brecky, and now it's Haldis with it. Haldis in the middle of the field has a man streaking down the far right side. It's Thomas. Thomas trying to track that ball down, able to keep it in play, looking for someone to give it off to. That ball, though, nicely played away by Luke Noah. Thomas going to try to keep that ball in. He will. Now it will roll out of bounds, though, off the foot of Matthew Niemer. Nice early rush there from the Eagles. They had the ball pushed back into their own zone, but they got a clear and mounted some offense. Thome plays that ball over to Perez. Perez circling around, has a man right on top of him, has to give it back over to Brecky. Brecky then goes on the near side over to Olsen. Ball played up to Haldis. Haldis then over to Adams. Jonas Adams trying to keep it in on the near side. He will, but just barely. Then he finds a little seam, but it's played nicely on defense once again by Luke Noah. Jack Olsen was the man there for the Eagles that time trying to track it down. It will be a throw-in for Davies on the Shanley side of things. This ball tossed into Haldis. Casey Haldis plays it nicely across the field, finds Andy Thomas. Thomas able to play that one forward. Bit of an opening here, and then down goes Waltz with Mickelson. No call. Ball coming in just the wrong angle. That time goes in front of the net, but the Davies offense looking very potent early on here.
Yeah, for sure. Deacons' defense is looking a little shaky back there, but Davies is doing a great job of applying pressure to their defense. They definitely look like they're ready for this game.
Shanley very accustomed to slow starts this season. We've seen him have some struggles early on, give up some big plays very early in the game. But as these games go on, we've seen Shanley really get into their form, really play their game. So Shanley, again, maybe with a bit of a slower start here, but we'll see how they rebound. Odegaard plays that one up in the air over to Mears. Mears goes right back to Odegaard, who goes down, and it looks like there will be a shove on that play. Not sure who that was, but nonetheless, the Deacons get possession. 37:07 left to go in the first half. Of course, just a couple minutes here into this game. Luke Noah boots this one downfield. It's a low kick, but it had some distance, headed forward nicely, however, by Brecky. Odegaard got it for Shanley, played up to Anderson, and another whistle. Odegaard goes down once again, and he's going to give the Deacons another good look. Anderson will be the man to kick this one for the Deacons. Anderson lining this one up. Watch out for TJ Anderson. He's another huge weapon for the Shanley Deacons. Blazing speed, something to watch in every game. You never know when he's going to bust a play open. Whistle gets this one set. Anderson loads up. It's a nice ball on net, just wide left, though. And so a good look early on for the Deacons. Does not amount to anything, though. Ball just a little too far left. Hunter Malloy in net for the Eagles tonight. Has not been tested too much early on here, other than that kick, which went wide of the net. Malloy loads up, sends this one downfield to about the 45-yard line. Hansen was there for the Deacons. Mears trying to clean that one up, and then a whistle, this time against the Deacons. Mason Brecky kicks this one away for the Eagles. Odegaard making a great play to send that one forward. And now Shanley trying to make a rush out of their zone. Anderson along the near side, slows up, trying to make a move. Met with some nice resistance, though, from Olsen that time. Anderson has to go back to Dietz. Dietz on the near side trying to work his way around Perez. Perez playing tight on top of Dietz. Dietz goes over to Hansen. Hansen now circling back with Haldis on his heels. Hansen looking for a man, doesn't have many options, trying to go one-on-one with Haldis. He goes down, and then Dietz sends that one forward in the direction of Jordan Peterson. Too far, though. Ball volleyed around at midfield. Anderson comes up with it for Shanley. TJ Anderson alone with the ball now, had a double team going, able to get around both men. Throws that one out into the middle of the field. No one home for the Deacons, though, and it's corralled by Malloy. Thomas playing that one up the far side for the Deacons. Mickelson sends it forward, trying to find a man, and he will. Hansen, that time looking for Odegaard, could not get it to him, though. Ball now loose and taken by Peterson for Shanley. Peterson with a little chip pass looking for Dietz. That won't go. And now the Eagles have a rush going. It's Adams on the near side with the ball. Works his way past one man, but it goes out of bounds off of Jorgen Dietz. Throw in for the Eagles goes to Haldis and then right over to Perez. Perez on the near side looking for a man. Goes all the way across the field to Thome. Thome steps up trying to work his way around Nellermo. That won't work, though, and it's played forward by the Deacons. Brecky chips that one back in. Thomas has it. Thomas made a nice little play. It looked like it was going to Waltz. Instead, Perez ended up with it. Peterson heads that ball forward, breaking up the pass for Shanley. Anderson, now a great little chip pass over to Nellermo, but he ran right into a double team, has to give it off over to Odegaard. Odegaard has that ball stolen by Adams, though. Adams with a great defensive play now, trying to make it into some offense. Has a man on the near side, but that one won't work. He had Jack Olson. Olson had it stripped away, though, and now the Deacons look for a clear. Luke Noah has it. He goes over to Jorgen Dietz on the near side. Dietz has it poked away, and now an opportunity for Olson. Dietz sends Olson to the ground, though, and that'll be a whistle on Dietz. So a good opportunity here now for Davies. It'll be Brecky or Adams here to take the kick. It looks to be Brecky. Shanley had a similar opportunity earlier on. They could not capitalize on it. We'll see what the Eagles can do with it. Brecky fires one, a beautiful header off the crossbar. What an opportunity, though, for the Eagles as that ball heads out of bounds off of Shanley. But, oh, what a play. That was really just a gorgeous design play there.
Unreal PK from Mason Brecky. Put it right where he needed to and then just ended up short for Davies hitting the crossbar.
So Shanley comes away unscathed from that, but, boy, just barely. It was close. And now that ball will be headed out of bounds off the Eagles. Throw in here for the Deacons. It'll be Joe Mickelson tossing this one in. Mickelson looked to have that ball marked for Nellermo, but it's played away by the Eagles. Nice defense here from the visitors. Ball loose at midfield, taken by Odegaard. Odegaard going to go over to Anderson. Anderson looking, moves forward with it himself. Anderson makes one man miss, but couldn't get past another. Haldis poked it forward, and now it's tracked down by Peterson on the near side. Jordan Peterson has it. He goes over to Mears. Mears tries to split the gap, goes up to Anderson. Anderson has it poked away, able to get back to it, though. Anderson gives off to Peterson. Peterson tripped up between two men there. Hansen able to get it, though. Hansen goes up to Anderson. Anderson doubles back, trying to get around Adams. Goes over to Odegaard. Odegaard just about brought down from behind there. And now Perez bringing it forward for the Eagles. Nice play over to Olson. Olson with a great move to get around Dietz, but Odegaard caught back up to him and got it. Ball goes out of bounds, and they'll say it's off the Eagles. Not quite sure what's going on here. It looks like a substitution now, as Jorgen Dietz will head off and Johnny Dietz will come on for Shanley. Malish also checking in for the Deacons, the former goalkeeper. And now the throw in from Dietz. Adams tried to get the header on it, but didn't have a good angle. And now Anderson has it. Anderson going over to Mears. Mears looking backwards. Tried to get over to Odegaard. Nice little play there from Odegaard to get that ball out of trouble. Peterson has it on the near side. Little no-looker over to Anderson. Anderson able to get around to Adams. Throws it out in front. Malish had a look, but it was headed forward nicely by Thome. Ball popped high up into the air. Anderson trying to get it under control for Shanley. He has to retreat and then give it back to Dietz. Johnny Dietz going to go over to Noah, but it's intercepted, and now here's a look for the Eagles. Niemer streaking forward, fires one from long range, easily corralled by Bush. Niemer had a step on the Shanley defense, but they were able to catch back up. Smart play there, though. You know, any shot is better than no shot. He knows that he'll probably have that ball stripped if he hangs on to it, so he just fires one. That time, though, Bush is there to make the easy save. Bush kicks this one forward. The Eagles let it bounce, and they'll just take the throw in as it goes out of bounds. Olsen throws it in, intended for the other Olsen, as he goes down in a dogfight there with Dietz, and now Adams will throw it in for the Eagles. Adams looking, and he'll just give that one back off over to Perez. Perez going cross field over to Thome. Thome on the far side, a little chip pass over to Thomas. Thomas going to try to go back to Thome. Thome has a man on him. It's Malish. Thome gives right back over to Thomas. Thomas now over to Mason Brecky. Brecky with a long ball there up to Thome. Thome trying to track it down, sends it high into the air right in front of the net. But it'll bounce out of bounds. It was a nice play there by Thome, but just off the money and put it out.
Not a bad idea for Thome. Just put the ball in front of the net and see if his other players can make a play there.
0-0 our score here with 28 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half as Joe Mickelson heads that ball forward. Odegaard tied up there with Waltz trying to get a crack at it. Now Mears playing it forward for the Deacons. Adams tracked it down for Davies, but it was Peterson who got his head on it. Eagles keep the ball in the Shanley zone now. Dietz tries to clear now for Shanley, but he has it stripped away by Olsen. Olsen looking for a man. It was Niemer. Niemer able to get Noah away from that ball, but now Niemer's trapped in a corner. Niemer gives off to Olsen. Olsen has Peterson and now Noah on him. Olsen goes down. The ball goes out of bounds off of Shanley. Looks like we might get a corner kick here for the Eagles, and that appears to be the case. So a good opportunity now for Davies. Another good opportunity in the Shanley zone. It will be Matthew Niemer on this corner. Niemer loads up, keeps it low, and then that one's just about deflected in by Peterson. He was trying to keep it clear of the net, and it took a bad bounce off his foot, and that was just about a disaster there for Shanley.
Great heads-up play by Miguel Hansen just to get the ball out, and it was a very tough situation that they were put in, and Miguel Hansen comes in big for them.
And, you know, Peterson with the right idea there, just trying to get a foot on it and keep the Eagles from getting to that ball, but it just takes a wild bounce that was very close to going in that net. It's a corner kick from the opposite corner now. This one a little higher, headed away by Thome. Just trying to get that over and out of trouble. Ball brought forward, but a whistle will blow that play dead. And now the Deacons will take possession. Noah loads up, sends it downfield, had Anderson streaking, but it was intercepted by Olsen. Olsen now plays that ball forward up to Jack Olsen, and now on the near side it's Adams with it. Adams circles around looking for a man, intercepted by Mickelson. He gives off over to Hansen. Hansen then sends it forward out of the reach of Odegaard and taken by Brecky. Brecky looking for Perez there. Odegaard intercepted, was tripped up, but he gets back on it. Odegaard now going over to Anderson. Anderson had a look, but it was intercepted nicely by Olsen. Hansen plays that ball forward for the Deacons. Now Odegaard able to get to it. Odegaard a bit shaken up on that play, looked to take a shot to the face there. And now on the near side with it is Adams as that ball is deflected by Peterson and out of bounds. Adams, nice job just keeping this ball moving forward. Jack Olsen on the near side trying to get past Hansen. Nice play to get it over to Niemer. Now Adams going to try to send it back to Olsen, and a whistle offsides. 26 minutes even to go here in the first half. Still 0-0. Davies, though, appears to be threatening. They've certainly had the ball in the Shanley zone a lot more than Shanley's had it in their zone. And if that keeps up through this game, it's only a matter of time until they put one in the back of the net. Long ball headed up in the air by Perez. Battle for it there between Waltz and Odegaard. And now that ball is just going to pop way into the Shanley zone, and it'll be picked up by Bush. Bush Big leg behind that one, sends it down to Anderson. Intercepted by Brecky, though. Brecky with a little move to get past Odegaard, trying to catch Thomas in stride on the far side. Thomas barely able to keep it in, but it's then cleared by Mickelson. Great play by Mickelson. Brecky takes control for Davies, gives that one off over to Thomas on the far side. Thomas looking for Brecky, but again intercepted by Mickelson, who's really been all over the field on defense tonight, making things happen for the Deacons in their own zone.
Davies got another corner kick here and looking to maybe capitalize on it. They've having a lot of more chances than Shanley. You know, they look a lot more aggressive right now.
Certainly the case, yeah, Cam. Like I said, it's only a matter of time. If they continue to dominate the possession game here, they'll eventually get one in the back of the net. So Shanley really got to try to flip the script here and put some of their own pressure on the Eagles. Niemer from the far corner puts it high into the air right in front of the net, and Bush does a beautiful job getting out and grabbing that ball, read it perfectly. Bush boots this one downfield, and Waltz just about had that one lined up, was a little off though. Perez comes in to grab it. Perez on the near side looking for a man, intercepted by Peterson. Peterson with speed up the near side, still moving. Peterson still got that ball, just fires one from long distance, and it's wide right for the Deacons. So Malloy still not being tested very much here. Shanley, I think, has only had 2 real shots on goal. One went left and the other went right. So Davies making things easy for their netminder here tonight.
Shanley, to get more successful, they definitely got to put some shots on the goal and, you know, get Malloy on his toes here. He's having a pretty easy day so far.
23 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Malloy loads up. It's a low ball, but it's got some distance. Odegaard able to get it forward. Malish tried to chase after that one, but it was played forward nicely by Brecky. Thome on the far side. Gets that ball to move, rolling up, and just about out of bounds. Mickelson, though, keeps it in play for Shanley, gets it over to Malish. Nellermo then plays it right back to Malish, and now Malish with a little room on the far side, working one-on-one with Thome. That pass intended for Nellermo, though, played out of bounds by Brecky. Throw in goes to Anderson, goes off of Anderson though and right back to Malish. That ball then played forward by Mears and then cleared by Thome for the Eagles. Noah gonna have to chase down for Shanley. Got to do something with it quick though. Nice play to make Niemer miss and then throws it over to Hansen. Hansen moving forward with it, a whistle, and that will be going against Miguel Hansen and the Deacons. 22-20 now left to go here in the first half. Just about halfway done. 0-0 our score, but Davies continuing to threaten. Shanley had a bit more success there in the Davies zone, but still it's the Eagles who remain in control as Brecky sends this one way downfield. Headed forward nicely though by Noah, and that'll roll out of bounds off the Deacons. It'll be Biamina to throw it in for the Eagles. Looking for a man, fakes one way and then goes right back to Perez here. Perez, not a lot of space, wheels around, has to go back to Thome. Thome plays it forward for Biamina. Biamina, though, tied up with Nellermo, and that ball will go out of bounds off the Eagles. Nellermo throws in. Odegaard's got it. Odegaard working on Perez. Ball goes out of bounds, but it is off of Perez. Mickelson throwing it in here. Waiting for some substitutions, though, as Evan Reinholtz checks in for Cody Malish for the Deacons. Long ball thrown in, looking for Odegaard. Nothing there, though, for the Deacons. Thome plays it forward. Mears going to head it forward now for Shanley. No one there once again, though, for the Deacons. Dogfight for the ball, midfield, picked up by Odegaard. Odegaard weaving in and out, showing some nice moves there. Gets that ball back to Dietz. Dietz looking for Anderson, intercepted though by Olsen. Olsen sends that ball forward, but Dietz flips the script and intercepts it that time. Hansen tried to get that one forward, looking for Mickelson. Bit of a miff on that ball though. Mickelson wheels back, goes over to Hansen. Hansen then plays it forward, looking for Reinholtz. And then Hansen chips it forward, and it'll roll out of bounds. .20 minutes on the clock here as that ball is loose at midfield, a bit into the Davies zone as Mears plays it forward. Haldis is there, though, for the visitors, and now Perez is going to try to get the clear here, working on Peterson, gives it back to Haldis, and there is the clear for the Eagles. Hansen gets right back to it, gives over to Mickelson. They're trying to put the pressure right back on. That's Nellermo, excuse me, not Mickelson. Nellermo tied up with Haldis. Haldis wins that battle, though, looking strong there. Ball thrown forward, Niemer right there for the Eagles. Mickelson fighting for it. It goes out of bounds, though. Not much happening here for either team. Just kind of a loose ball battle at midfield. No one really getting much traction. Things, though, definitely looking a lot more equal than they were earlier in the game.
Yeah, kind of what was expected so far. You know, both teams are playing great defense, and no team can really put together a run right now. But definitely more evenly matched. It looks like Shanley's become a lot more aggressive, and you know, it's looking good.
Absolutely, if you're a Deacon fan, got to be happy with the way this game has gone. Not necessarily how it started, but like we said earlier, slow starts have been a big theme of the season for Shanley. Owen Mears is going to kick this one away for the Deacons after that whistle against the Eagles. Mears loads up, fires one. It's going to take a steep curve, headed up high in the air by Thome. Still loose out in front of the Eagle net, and then a nice clear that time, maybe looking for Haldis. Too much behind it, though. Now Mickelson sends it up the left side, intercepted, though, by Niemer. Niemer going to go up to Haldis. Haldis trying to get around Mickelson. Haldis has got some speed. Mickelson, though, plays him nicely on the corner, and Joe Mickelson with some physicality there, just fighting Haldis, and that was a fun battle to watch up the far side.
You don't realize how quick these players are until you see them. The Shanley defense is just like relentless right now. You know, Davies is having some great through balls right now, but Shanley's always there, it looks like.
And Joe Mickelson, really this season, for those of you who have watched some of our soccer broadcasts, you've heard his name called a lot. He's shown some huge steps up from his sophomore year to junior year this year, showing some great speed, making a lot of plays like what you just saw.
Yeah, he's becoming a true leader out there. It looks like he's really just controlling the defense, and him and Luke are doing a great job of holding the line right now.
Absolutely. We said the Shanley defense would be a strong point, and you know, some struggles early on, but that defense really had a bend, don't break mentality. It worked for them, and now they're looking like their usual form. Davies, like we talked about, though, we expected a good D from them. That's been obvious, led by Mason Brecky. They have not let much through. Also, their offense has looked just as impressive as we thought, led by Casey Haldis there. They've had a couple of really good looks from a lot of different guys. And so far, both teams looking strong. Things, like we said, though, have evened out a lot here.
Yeah, Davies' offense is applying a lot of pressure to this defense. You know, they've gotten a lot of free kicks from it, so they're looking to hopefully capitalize on one of those, and Shanley just needs to keep the aggressiveness up and see what happens.
And Peterson going to get whistled there. You saw him throw those hands up saying he didn't do anything. Usually a sign something happened as he got wrapped up there with Niemer that time, or excuse me, I think Perez. So now the Eagles are going to get an opportunity. Ball played right onto the Shanley net, wide right, that time by Ethan Olson. 16:36 left in the first half. Max Bush will kick this one away for Shanley. Bush loads up. It's a low ball downfield, headed forward that time by Adams. Mickelson plays it back, and that's headed forward by Thome. Thome's ball, that time intended for Weemkin, will go out of bounds. Throw in here for the Deacons by Mickelson. Looking for Odegaard. Can't quite find him, although Odegaard does get back to it nicely. No one home there for Shanley. Reinholtz tries to put pressure on, but that ball is thrown right back out. And Perez will play it forward. It's then intercepted, though. Mears gets it up to Anderson. Anderson trying to make some moves. Has three men right around him, though, trying to do something with that ball. An admirable effort there from T.J. Anderson, but just not a lot of real estate. He is, however, able to maintain possession, as I believe that ball goes out of bounds off Davies. Anderson retrieves that ball. and it looks like he'll be the man to throw it in. Anderson with the quick toss over to Dietz, intercepted by Adams, though, and Hansen tried to play it forward, but it goes right off Adams and out of bounds. Hansen will throw in now for Shanley. Looking for Anderson, headed forward, though, that time by Bosch, and again out of bounds. Ball not moving much here on this near side, just going in and out of play. Another throw. Anderson is there for Shanley. Adams once again is there to disrupt everything. And boy, Adams has just been a huge pain in Shanley's side. Really effective in breaking up their rhythm here tonight.
Good idea by Luke right there. Just try to turn the field here. A little too much action on this right side. You kind of just got to look at the weak side, see what's happening over there. But nothing there, it looks like, for Shanley.
So, 14:32 on the clock. Some pressure put on there by the Deacons. Didn't amount to much, though. The Davies defense looking strong as ever. And now Malloy is going to send this one downfield to try to reassert their pressure on Shanley. High ball from Malloy, going to drop it about the 50-yard line. Adams picks it up. He's got Noah right on top of him, though, and then it's poked away by Hansen, but Hansen gets whistled there as he collides with Adams. Brecky will kick this one away for the Eagles. Able to get up to Perez. Almost taken away by Peterson, though. He went down. Another whistle. And I think they'll get Peterson as Perez comes up limping. Brecky, again, appears to be the man who will kick this one. We've seen how dangerous he is with the ball. We'll see what he does here. 13:34 left in the first. Waiting for this one to get set. Whistle, and now Brecky to kick this one away. Nice accuracy there, put it where it needed to be, but Max Bush was right on top of it once again. And you know, Cam, for someone who does not play goalie very often, Max Bush has looked very good so far in this game.
He's looking great right now. He's looking calm, not too hyper right now. He's looking like he's in his place right now, Shanley's being really aggressive right now, and they maybe a little too aggressive right now. They're putting a little pressure on Max, giving them all these free kicks, but so far Max has really stepped up and been doing a great job.
Brecky fires one across the field, a lot behind that one, and maybe a little too much as it'll roll out of bounds. That time it was Weemkin chasing it down.
And let's welcome back onto the pitch for your Davies Eagles, number 9, Casey.
And Casey Haldas will check back in for the Eagles as Pablo Perez goes to the bench.
Number 13, Jorgen Dietz.
Jorgen Dietz out there now for the Deacons as that ball goes out of bounds. And they'll say it's off of Luke Noah. Harrison Thome, the man to throw this one in. Thome going back to Brecky. Anderson trying to put the pressure on here for Shanley. Brecky just going to switch fields over to Olsen. Olsen now with it. Trying to get it up that time to Waltz. Instead, it's taken away by Dietz, but no one there as Dietz fires that one upfield. And a bit of a miscommunication there between Dietz and Anderson, I believe. A lot behind this one from Malloy. That's going to drop away in the Shanley zone. And Mears makes a nice play at it, though, to keep that out of trouble. Eagles trying to maintain pressure here, doing a nice job of it, too. Bosch that time tried to get it through traffic, but he could not. Odegaard going to play it back to Mickelson. Mickelson got to watch out, has a man on top of him. That time it was Bamina there to chase him down and force him to give that one up out of bounds, although it does go out off the Eagles. Throw in, chased down by Nellermo, but played forward once again by Davies. Nice job by Dietz to get it back for the Deacons. And then Anderson goes down, playing tight there with Brecky. Luke Noah will be the man to kick this one away. And
good heads-up play by Luke Noah. He wants his yards back, so definitely giving them a better shot at the net.
Yeah, a bit of an odd play there, but like you said, Cam, a smart play from Noah. And so 10:34 left in the first. And it's Mears to kick this one away. Mears right in towards the Davies net, headed away by Brecky, though. And boy, has Brecky looked dominant for this Davies defense. Odegaard tracks it down. Odegaard with a great move to get around Adams. He's looking now, circles back, and he'll give off to Mickelson. Mickelson plays it upfield, trying to get it back to Odegaard. It's intercepted, though, by Adams. Adams going across the field. That time to Waltz, who goes back to Brecky. Brecky trying to find a man. He's got Haldus. Haldus, though, just has to give it off. No one home. Peterson comes closing in. Tied up with Olsen there. Ethan Olsen retreats and goes to Haldus. Eagles going deeper into their own zone here, just trying to find some space. Thome chasing after this one. Thome on the far side. Looks, slows up, and then makes a man miss, just weaving with it himself until he finally loses that one, and Luke Noah has it for the Deacons. Noah up to Anderson. Anderson circles back. Anderson in a bit of trouble here. Continues to move backwards, trying to move forward with it, but he went down, got tied up with another man. And then that ball's just poked forward on a nice clear for the Eagles. Scrum in the Shanley zone, neither side really getting possession there. And then Bamina was tied up with Dietz that time, and the Deacons will get possession. Long ball headed forward nicely, though, for the Eagles. That time it was Ethan Olsen, and then it'll roll out of bounds again off of Davies. 8:55 left to play in the first here. Still no score. Pretty even game. And then that ball goes out of bounds off of Reinholtz.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on to the pitch for your Eagles. Number 6, Andy Thomas. Number 7, Jack Olson. And number 10, Matthew Niemer.
Niemer, Thomas, and Olsen all check in here for the Eagles. As that ball is thrown in to Waltz. Waltz trying to get up to Adams. Adams retreats. That time it looked to be intended for Waltz. Couldn't get to it, though, as Thome goes up on the far side over to Thomas. Thomas makes it through traffic. That ball that found Niemer, and he's whistled, offsides. Play still looking very balanced here. Neither side really finding much room to work with. At first, it was the Eagles who really took control. Shanley came back a little bit, started to, maybe take control of the game a little, but that didn't last long until these teams just kind of evened out, and that's been what the story of the game, really.
Yeah, both teams need to look to really more like possess the ball a little bit more. It's looking a little messy out here, kind of playing a little bit of boot ball right now, and both of these defenses are way too good to be playing boot ball. They got to start controlling the ball, looking to the opposite side of the field.
Mickelson has it now for the Deacons on that far side, intercepted by Thome. Thome moves up, able to get it past Reinholtz, but it's Mears who's there to poke it forward for Shanley. Ball goes out of bounds that time by Mears, and so Thome will throw in for the Eagles.
And on to the pitch for your Deacons. Number 11, Ty Nalamo.
Thome throws in here, looking for Waltz that time. Out of his reach, though, and now Mickelson has it for Shanley. Mickelson up to Odegaard. Odegaard on the far side, moving forward. Caught by Waltz, though. Odegaard found a little more space, tied up. Made a great play on that ball to get it over to Reinholtz, but it's finally taken away by Andy Thomas there for the Eagles. Ethan Olsen sends it forward that time. Hansen able to get there for Shanley. Adams going to put it right back, though, for the Eagles. Headed forward by Dietz. Right there is Perez. Perez finds a man on the near side. It's Olsen. Olsen trying to get one over to Niemer. Niemer with a little bit of space. Fires saved by Bush. Max Bush keeping it low to the ground, and just a beautiful save there.
Great save by Max Bush. He is playing unreal tonight. He's really helping out the Shanley defense. Davies is getting a lot of looks on net, but, Max is doing a great job and being at the right place at the right time.
And Bush just does a great job there, staying low to the ground, doesn't get caught up looking for a ball going over his head. Niemer tried to maybe fool him, just keeping that one low, and then Bush falls right on top of it. Just a fantastic play, even more so when you realize that Bush typically is playing midfield. Reinholtz able to get it up to Mickelson. Mickelson looking for a man, no one, so he goes forward himself. Joe Mickelson with a little bit of space, but it's tracked down by Brecky and put out of bounds. Boy, Mason Brecky is just a brick wall back there for Davies. The senior will not let anything through. 5 minutes, 25 seconds to go here in the first. The throw-in finds Odegaard with a little bit of room, but it's quickly played forward by Thome there, found by Perez, and then cleared out of bounds. Nice job there from Perez, giving his team a little bit of a breather as Shanley was getting some pressure. Anderson has it now for the Deacons, going all the way across, looking for Nellermo. Noah comes in to get that one as it looked to be cleared. Noah now tied up with Adams. Noah and Adams going at it. Noah has to retreat, give it back to Hansen. Hansen plays it forward, looking for Reinholtz. Too far out, though. Brecky heads it forward. Anderson gets it under control for Shanley. Huldis there to poke it away. Odegaard. Now Odegaard going to go on the far side over to Nellermo. Or excuse me, it's Jorgen Dietz that time. Dietz tied up with Thomas. A battle there in the corner. Dietz maybe trying to force Thomas to put it out of bounds, but that time it goes out off the Deacons, so nicely handled there by Andy Thomas. Throw into Thomas, but played well there by Dietz. Gets right back to that ball. Anderson has it now for the Deacons. Anderson curling in. It's blocked, though. Mears trying to keep it in play. And still, the Deacons cannot get anything to go there in the Eagle zone. Davies just really clamping down on Shanley here, not letting their offense get going. Noah with a nice pass, trying to find a man, but running out of real estate that time was Jorgen Dietz. 3:50 on the clock. Shanley got some pressure there. Got a lot of pressure, but nothing that really works for him. Hunter Malloy still hasn't been tested too much. Starting to get a couple more situations where the ball is right around him, but still Shanley just has not put many shots in on him. That time Anderson had some space there, but once again it's Mason Brecky defending his own end for the Eagles. Ball intercepted by Huldis. Huldis and Dietz go at it. Johnny Dietz tried to take that one away. He couldn't, though, and now an opening. Olsen with space. Mears trying to take that one away. Olsen has room, fires and scores! The first goal of the game comes from Jack Olsen for the Eagles. And let's get a look at that replay. Mears was there. He went down trying to poke it away, and Olsen goes 5-1 push there. A beautiful play there from Olsen.
Great shot by Olsen. You know, Max is just about to get down, and Olsen makes a nice quick shot right on the net. You know, it's crazy what things can do when you put the ball in the net.
3:02 on the clock after that goal. That one's got to hurt for the Deacons. They had been getting some great pressure on the Eagles, and just like that, great play there from Olsen. Had some space. Thought Mears caught up to him, but Olsen makes an even better move to get around Mears and then put that one in. So crazy how momentum can shift just like that.
Big play for Davies. You know, the first one to strike was going to be a huge factor of this game. You know, Davies took that one.
A real defensive battle. One goal can certainly be the difference. Shanley going to look to try and tie this one up before the end of the first half. Just 2 minutes and 30 seconds to do that. We'll see what they've got. Brecky plays it forward, had a man there, it was Waltz. Waltz looking for someone. Eagles after retreat though, Huldis gives back to Brecky. Brecky fires this one way upfield, looking for a man, he's got Niemer. Niemer heads it forward, it was a nice play, but no one in front of him as Mears has to put it out of bounds for the Deacons. Throw in from Thomas, goes straight to Niemer, Niemer back to Thomas, and it's played out of bounds by Jorgen Dietz. Noah tied up in a battle there with Huldis on the far side, and that ball goes out of bounds off of Casey Huldis. So Shanley able to protect their own zone there, and now they're going to try to get the clear, maybe one last push on offense here in the last minute 30 in the first half. Ball headed forward, intended for Perez. Odegaard, though, gets there for the Deacons and gets it up to Dietz. Dietz gets around Thomas, has a man on that far side. Dietz with it again, working on Waltz. Waltz closing in on Dietz, though, just about stole it away. Dietz still got it, but now it's finally taken as Thomas sends it forward for the Eagles. Reinholtz picks that one up, goes over to Mickelson. Mickelson to Dietz, then right back to Reinholtz on a bit of a tic-tac-toe there. Reinholtz going upfield, intercepted by Thome, though, and now Thome has a little bit of room as he curls around on that far side. Harrison Thome trying to thread the needle, catch someone on a breakaway, trying to find Olsen again. This time it doesn't work, though. The Deacons have it a bit better defended. Still some pressure, though, from the Eagles. Not a lot of time left in the half, just 42 seconds. And then a good clear there for Shanley by Nellermo. They really needed it. Noah trying to find Anderson. Anderson couldn't quite get back to it, couldn't get possession, and that is nicely cleared by the Eagles. Mears gets it forward. That ball going to roll upfield on the far side, and then Thome will just send this one way down. Mears will have to chase after that for Shanley. 17 seconds on the clock. We'll likely see this clock just wind down and take us into the second half.
10 seconds.
Under 10 to go here as Bush will take his time with this one.
5, 4, 3,
And that will do it for the first half. With that buzzer, this game is halfway over, and after that first half, it is a 1-0 lead for Davies. Cam, your impressions of that first half?
You know, like we said, it was going to be a battle of the defenses. You know, that's what it's looked like so far. You know, the Davies have been doing a great job. They started to possess the ball throughout the second half. And, you know, that became relevant when they scored that goal. I feel like to start the second half, Shanley's really going to bring the pressure. And, you know, they're going to have to answer that goal right back.
All right, well, the Eagles hold the 1-0 lead, but it is still anyone's game. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a great second half of soccer to bring to you after this. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to North Dakota High School boys soccer action. I'm Jed Thomas, of course, joined by my partner Cam Seville here for what's shaping up to be a great game. And before we get you back to the action, folks, we would like to take a minute to remind you that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.club.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. Well, folks, we had a great game going on right now. Two rivals, Shanley and Davies, in a nail-biter of a game. A 1-0 lead for the Eagles. Really anyone's game, though, with a full half of soccer to play here. But, Cam, if you're Shanley down 1 here in a defensive battle, what do you got to do to get back in this one?
You know, as Shanley, I think you really just got to possess the ball. You got to just work it around and just not keep it on just one side of the field. You got to look across field, you know, hopefully have a good cross and just finish one in to hopefully match their one goal, because I think that they're really going to need that. They're going to have to bring the intensity to start off the first few minutes, and you know, that could be a game changer right there if they match that goal.
All right, well, we'll see what they do here. Like we said, 1-0 lead for Davies, but really anyone's game here. It has been a defensive struggle, so we'll see if it continues that way or if the goals start to come a bit more easily, because, boy, in that first half, it was really just back and forth, not a lot of offense for either sides. Just waiting to get the second half started. It'll be Casey Huldis on the ball, and with that, Huldis is going to send it right back to Mason Brecky. Brecky got to do something with it quick, though, as TJ Anderson was closing in. Brecky's ball way upfield. That time he finds Thome, I believe, as Mears sends that one away. It was Niemer tracking it for the Eagles, but nonetheless, Owen Mears got there, and oh, what a play on that far side by Luke Noah, going behind the back there, just about pulled it off, but the Eagles come out swinging once again and get that ball right back. Hansen sends it upfield. Huldis there to break it up, though. Niemer tried to get it forward. He could not, though. Looking a lot like that first half did. Loose ball fights in the middle of the field. Opening minutes, though, we'll see if they settle into a groove here. Perez bringing it up the far side. He's got a man. It's Adams, but Hansen's right there for Shanley. He finds Peterson. Peterson back to Hansen, and now Hansen sends it upfield. Luke Noah has changed positions here. He is playing some offense right now for Shanley. You know, something I know they've discussed, but I don't know if we've seen that yet. So something to watch there, Luke Noah on offense. We know he's dangerous from the defensive position. You have to imagine he is just as deadly on offense.
I really like what Shanley's doing here, you know, mixing up the formation. You know, this could maybe, you never know with Davies, their defense is so good, but maybe just missing a little piece of the puzzle here might just fix it for Shanley.
Absolutely, and we know Shanley has a strong defense even in the absence of Luke Noah, so if they trust their depth on D, then yeah, why not see what you can do, especially with Max Bush back playing that goaltender position. Obviously, the rest of that lineup a little bit weakened with him out. Odegaard throws that ball upfield. It's deflected. Noah chases after it. Reinholdt's closing in as well, but that ball is sent up high in the air and cleared by Brecky. And now a whistle, and it will be Eagle ball here. Brecky to boot this one away. And he's going to go all the way across the field looking for Olsen, the man who's got the lone goal here. Niemer heads it forward, and Eagles want a whistle. I believe they'll get it as Niemer went down hard there. Not quite sure what happened. Comes up holding the head, though. 37:46 on the clock as Niemer is able to get up, and it appears he will stay on, so that's a good sign for the Eagles. So we'll see. It looks like Brecky will kick this one away. And oh, catching the Deacons off guard. And oh my goodness. What a heads up play from Mason Brecky.
That was an outstanding play by Mason Brecky. I feel like the fans weren't even ready for that one. Great heads up play to see his other teammate was wide open. You know, Shanley's still getting back in their defense, and Mason Brecky just caught him off guard.
To be honest, Cam, I don't think I was really ready for that one. just a bit of a low, lazy moment in the game. Not much going on, and Mason Brecky makes the play of the year if I've seen it, because, boy, that was impressive. Caught everyone off guard. We couldn't even get the replay up for you. Our
Great heads-up play
apologies.
by Mason Brecky.
So, wow, just like that, it is 2-0. And, boy, you know, that one stings if you're Shanley, because Brecky just with the little trick play there, that really hurts. Deacons trying to even things up here, trying to get possession in the Davies zone. Reinhold's trying to get it to Nellermo, but a fantastic defensive play there from Thomas. Odegaard has it now for the Deacons. They're responding nicely after that Eagle goal. Ball now tracked down by, that time, excuse me, for the Deacons. Chasing after it was Jordan Peterson there, and now that ball will go out of bounds, and a quick throw in as Shanley is trying to put the pedal to the metal here and get right back in it. Ball popped up by the Eagle defense. Olsen is there for Davies. And now the Eagles are going to get the clear as Haldis tries to find Thomas there, but Mickelson puts it right back into the Eagle zone. Reinhold's on top of it, goes back over to Mickelson. Mickelson looking for a man. He finds Nellermo. Nellermo able to get it past Thomas, but not able to get it to Anderson. And then that ball will roll out of bounds. And so Harrison Thome is going to throw this one in. He goes right to Thomas, who lost it out of bounds there. And so the Deacons will get an opportunity here in the Eagle zone, responding quite nicely after a tough goal there. Obviously that goal that made it 2-0, but Shanley just trying to get some energy here, just trying to have a short memory, not dwell on that second goal. Dietz has it for the Deacons now. Had a man closing in behind him, so he retreats and gives over to Mears. Mears now to Mickelson on the near side. Mickelson moving in, has a man. It's Anderson. Anderson looks, 2 men right in front of him. Just going to have to go across the field over to Hansen. Hansen had some space, but it takes a long bounce off his leg. Trying to find Noah that time, and Noah's a bit shaken up as that ball is popped high into the air off the head of Adams. Peterson and Adams fighting for it, and that time Peterson will win that battle as there'll be a whistle against Adams, it appears.
Assisted by number 23, Mason Brecky, and your Eagles score number 2, Trey Waltz.
So it's Waltz who's credited with that goal. If you just heard over the PA, you know, we focus so much on Brecky making the great play. You got to give credit to Waltz, who was there to finish it. Like we said, folks, just a tremendous play there from the Eagles. That is one to put on the highlight reel.
Yeah, great heads-up play for Waltz too. You know, even for him, he had to have his head up, and you know, even if I was playing, I would have had no idea that ball was coming. Mason Brecky had a great pass, and it literally looked like it went through about 4 defenders.
Showing some great chemistry there. Both teammates just right on top of that, knowing exactly what to do. And you know, caught Shanley sleeping. Not much more you can say there. As we said, everybody was kind of waiting. No one really realized things were starting, and Davies just capitalizes on Shanley kind of sitting there in a daze. And a tough break for the Deacons, who had been having a good start to the half.
Like we said, the first few minutes are definitely going to be very key to this game. You know, second half, you got to come out strong. You know, Davies with a great play to start the half. You know, 2-0, it's going to be tough to come back, but we'll see how Shanley does.
And, you know, I got to say I'm really impressed with the way Shanley has responded to that goal, because this ball has barely left the Davies side of the field. They are just putting the pressure on the Eagles, just trying to get something here. They know one goal could really spark a big comeback, and so Shanley is doing everything they can to get up on the scoreboard here. The Eagles, though, swinging back now as Thomas had that ball. Excuse me, it was Olsen for the Eagles with that one. And now Perez going to go back to Waltz, and now Thomas wide open on the near side, and an offsides call will negate a great opportunity. 33:05 on the clock here in the second half. Davies, of course, leads 2-0. Long ball there from Mears over the head of Noah, and Brecky going to play it forward. Noah and Brecky going after that one, and then Reinhold's able to find it, but a whistle going to go against Luke Noah here. And a tough break there for the Deacons. Brecky sends that one forward past Anderson, finds Adams. Adams now going to work against Peterson. He splits 2 defenders, but then has it taken away nicely that time by Dietz. Dietz going to try to take the ball away once again, that time from Perez. There to clean it up was Nellermo. Nellermo finds Anderson. Anderson on the near side working against Thome. Anderson crisscrossing. Had a little bit of space, but he's running out of time. Anderson moving around, fires one in on net, deflected into the back of the net. Luke Noah with the goal, and oh, hold on.
It looks like it may be offsides.
And boy, that's a tough pill to swallow for Shanley. Luke Noah looking like he had his 2nd career goal there. It was a great play there by TJ Anderson. Whirled around, got the kick. It was actually a deflection off of a Davies defender that gave the Deacons their look there. And as you said, Cam, looks like they'll get them for offsides, so very unfortunate for the Deacons. Perez with the ball for the Eagles. Shanley trying to get this momentum back. Goal waved off, always tough. But, you know, if nothing else, it shows you you're capable of getting them in the back of the net. So Shanley at least got to have some more confidence here on offense. And Luke Noah, the move to offense, appears to be working pretty well. Obviously, that goal called back, but still, it was a great look for the Deacons.
Well, great job by Luke Noah, because you really want to just kind of stick by the net, just make sure the goalkeeper makes the save. You know, that time he didn't, but it just unfortunate for the Deacons to be called offsides.
Niemer had some space there. Finally, Mickelson couldn't quite get to him. It was Mears who came in and finished that off, so a nice job by the sophomore. But still, the Eagles are threatening as Andy Thomas has thrown this one in. Thomas going to Niemer. Niemer just going to have to give right back to Thomas, who's just about got around Reinholtz. Reinholtz does a good job staying with that ball, and that's Nellermo who pokes it away. Odegaard gives off up to Anderson. Anderson falling back with it, and Brecky came in, and that time they'll get Mason Brecky. Brecky has been involved in some physical play. They got Noah earlier for scrapping with Brecky, and this time they catch Brecky. It's been physical on both sides, and right now it looks like refs are just trying to keep the calls even here, as it's been pretty even physicality from both teams.
Yeah, that big 2-0 lead is really, you know, it's making the Shanley Deacons rush a little bit, and that's kind of what Davies wants. And, you know, Shanley just got to stay down, like, calm and cool, and, you know, just move the ball around and just win every minute. They got to look in the long run to get back in this game.
Great kick from Malloy that time, sets the Eagles up with fantastic field position. Olsen already has 1 goal, and he's going to throw it out in front of the net to Haldus. Haldus trying to get one, but it's deflected nicely out of bounds by the Deacons. 29-41 left to play in this game. 2-0 our score in favor of the visitors. Thought it was 2-1 after what appeared to be a goal from Luke Noah, but that was called back for offsides, so it remains 2-0 in favor of the Eagles. And folks, soccer game, not the only Shanley event going on tonight. The volleyball team playing just a few yards away in the gym. And an update in that game, Shanley has taken the first 2 sets by a score of 25-23 and 25-19. So they're up 2-0 over Moorhead. We'll try to keep you updated on that game as the Eagles are unable to capitalize on a corner kick here. A great hustle play from Miguel Hansen there. Does a great job taking away the angle. Niemer had a look, but Hansen comes sliding in and makes a real veteran move there. 28:45 on the clock as the Deacons make a substitution here. Joe Mickelson will check out. Cody Malish will come in. Long throw that time, and it'll end up out of bounds off of Odegaard. So Shanley unable to really advance that ball. They're going to turn it over to the Eagles. Brecky has it for Davies. He loads up, fires a long one. Appears to be intended for Thomas. Nellermo right there, though, for the Deacons. Niemer going to play it up to Thomas. He's got a little bit of room. Tries to center it. The shot is blocked. Rebound opportunity for Haldus. In traffic, it was blocked again by Hansen. Miguel Hansen now with back-to-back fantastic stops on defense. Eagles aren't done yet. Perez moving in with it. He's going to give it off over to Thomas. Thomas again tries to center. Has a man. Niemer fires, and he just was off on it. Niemer just whiffs, and it goes out of bounds. Had a great look, though. And he's pointing to Andy Thomas, thanking him for a great pass. Thomas does a great job centering that ball twice. Second time just about got it in. Bush sends this one upfield. It's deflected by Niemer. Able to find it, though, that time was Noah, but Noah has it taken away by Perez. Perez sends it up the near side. Niemer tracking it down, and Mears forces it out of bounds, taking away the angle. 27-10 left to go here in the game. Thomas will throw it in. He throws this one quick to Niemer. Niemer goes right back to Thomas. He centers, tried to find a man out in front, could not though. Noah chases it down, blocks the shot from Haldis, but that ball is gathered by Thoman, sent back in. Noah there once again for the Deacons. He comes up with it and then sends it over to Anderson on the near side. TJ Anderson circles back, buying his time, and then throws it way over across the field. Was a nice pass that time, intended for Jordan Peterson, but it's got too much behind it and goes out of bounds. Still a lot of game to be played here, 26-22, but that time starting to tick ever faster for the Shanley Deacons. Ball still in play. Reinhold's chased it down for the Deacons there, but that time it will end up with Ethan Olson, who plays it forward. That ball headed by Dietz, and then headed by Adams for the Eagles. Peterson trying to move it forward, caught up with Adams. Eagles try to clear. Mears tracks it down, keeping it on the Eagles side of the field. Now on the near side, it's Malish who's got it. Malish going over to Nellermo. Nellermo running out of real estate as Thomas came closing in. Dietz has got it. Dietz plays it up, that time trying to find Noah, but too much behind that one. It'll go out of bounds. Hunter Malloy kicking this one away. Had a relatively quiet game, let one ball in, but it was called back on an offsides, so not much he could really do there, of course, with the offsides. So, you know, really Malloy not had to be tested too much, but when he's been tested, he's looked strong.
Davies' defense is doing a great job to protect him right now. It seems like it's really tough to get past this team, and, you know, especially Mason Brecky, it just seems like nothing can get past him right now, and Malloy's, I'm sure he's really enjoying that.
Absolutely. That ball will end up out of bounds off of the Eagles. Quick throw in here from Nellermo to Odegaard. Odegaard looking for someone. He's got to give back that time to Dietz. Dietz going to go across over to Hansen. Hansen tracks this one down. Looking, fires, and it goes past Reinholtz. With it now is Olsen. Olsen tried to get that one away. Shanley maintaining possession here in the Eagle zone. Noah sends that one forward, trying to track it down as Peterson. Peterson working along the baseline there, and that ends up out of bounds just by a hair. 24 minutes left to go now. Eagles will get the ball as that ball went out of bounds off of Peterson. Mason Brecky to fire this one away. Brecky has got a big leg. We've seen it multiple times here tonight. And again, he just sends this one flying. That ball tracked down by Noah, headed forward. And right there was Waltz to respond with a header of his own. Ball still loose. Reinhold's able to get it back to Noah, though. Noah then with a quick little pass. Blocked once again that time by Haldis. Waltz able to find a man on the near side. It's Abdicator. Abdicator up the middle of the field. No one home, though, for the Eagles. Ball goes past Dietz and over to Anderson. Anderson has it poked away from behind, though, by Waltz, and Brecky will chase it down and let it roll to Hunter Malloy. Anderson moves up to put the pressure on Malloy, and Malloy will just pick it up, burning some clock there, which, with a 2-0 lead, not the worst idea if you're Davies. A lot of game left to be played, so you don't want to put yourself in a position where all of a sudden you're the ones who need some time on the clock. But, you know, with that 2-0 lead, 23 minutes to be played, not a bad strategy.
Yeah, it looks like Davies has even sent one guy back in their formation. You know, they're starting to look like just to control the ball, you know, play it safe. And that's, you know, that's not a bad idea when you're up 2-0.
Reinholtz gives up to Noah. Noah has that one poked back, though. Biamo picks it up for Davies, and that's sent way upfield by the Eagles, getting the clear. Chasing it down is Malish. Malish flying in there. Has to be careful with Abdicator right on him, and that ball will go out of bounds off of Malish. Oh, take that back. They will say Abdicator, and so Malish is going to throw in. That ball finds its way to Anderson. Anderson couldn't get under control, though, and Thome just sends it into the stands. Odegaard's got it now off the throw-in from Nellermo. Ball redirected back towards the Shanley zone. Malish plays it forward. Haggard right there for Davies, but it ends up out of bounds.
And let's welcome onto the pitch, number 15 for the Deacon, Mason Bolney.
Bomey comes in for Shanley as Malish prepares to throw this. Malish's ball intended for Odegaard, headed forward, though, by Thome. Malish and Abdicator battle for this one. Abdicator wins it, though, and then it's forced out of bounds by Mears. Thome looks one way, still looking, and then just throws it into Haldus. Haldus spins around and fires one up into the stands. Malish throws in, finds Nellermo. Nellermo tried to get around Abdicator. He's able to get that ball off over to Biamo, though. Ball played forward by Hansen, who's a little shaken up on that play, and then a whistle will go against the Eagles. 21 minutes on the clock now. Shanley still down 2-0. Mears lining up on this kick. Sends it downfield. Had Noah there, but it was played nicely by the Davies defense. Odegaard has it. Trying to find a man on the near side. It was Nellermo, but it'll roll out of bounds. And with that, folks, we want to remind you just one more time here that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.club.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member, and anyone can join. So sign up today, the Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. So 20 minutes even on the clock here. That ball tied up in the Davies zone. Not much happening, just rolling in and out of play on the near sideline. Thome throws it in, works its way past Waltz. Waltz able to get off over to Adams. Adams then over to Abdicator, and then Malish will send it out of bounds. This second half, the middle part of the second half looking a lot like the middle part of the first half. Neither team really getting much in the way of possession and just kind of a lot of open field scrumming for that ball going in and out of play.
Yeah, not a bad thing for Davies right now, but Shanley should really start looking to possess the ball, get a shot on net here.
And more of the same as that ball ends up out of bounds. A quick throw in here for Shanley. A man open that time. It was Bomey loose out in front of the Davies net. Thome trying to clear. Noah had a look, and he goes down on a collision with Malloy. A tremendous opportunity for Shanley there. Bomey looked to be caught a little off guard, almost as if he wasn't sure if play was supposed to be happening, because no one else really seemed to think it was. Bomey, by the time he got to that ball, it was just a hair too late, and I think that ultimately ended up saving Davies there because it was a great look for Shanley. Noah makes a nice move to get around Waltz, then finds Anderson. Anderson one-on-one with Thome, cutting and weaving through Davies' defenders. Anderson now matched up with Waltz, whirling around, and just hands that one off to Dietz. Dietz goes back to Peterson. Peterson goes over to Dietz. Excuse me, that was Bomey on the far side. Dietz had it then, and now Mears goes over to Dietz. Dietz now over to Peterson. Peterson, a little chip pass. Has a man there. It's Anderson. Shanley being patient here, not forcing anything, as that ball is put out of bounds by the Eagles. I like what Shanley's doing there. You know, obviously not a lot of time to work with, so you got to get something going, but they didn't look too rushed on that play.
Yeah, do a great job being patient. You know, you never know when Davies, they could just slip up for one moment and they could capitalize right there. But great job by Shanley. Just they looked really good in that possession, just possessing it. And, you know, looks like everyone is in the game right now.
Quick throw-in intended for Odegaard. Adams right on top of him, though. Odegaard tried to spin around and get away, but Adams puts that ball out of bounds. And more clock eating away here. 17:25 now left. Throw-in intended for Peterson, sent way high up into the air and out of bounds again. This time, though, it will be a corner kick for the Deacons. And it will be Mickelson, or Peterson now, it looks like, as they sort that out. So Jordan Peterson going to kick this one. A great opportunity here for Shanley. Got a lot behind it, trying to get the header out in front. There were a couple of Deacons. Anderson was in there with a couple guys, and then Mickelson tries to clean up the rebound, but it's deflected up and out of bounds off of Shanley. So another great look here for the Deacons. Does not end with points, and it is still 2-0 in favor of the visitors. Eagles now trying to get this into the Shanley zone. They've been playing with the ball in their zone for a lot of this second half now. Bush able to pick that one up, though. And now he'll boot it downfield, looking for Nellermo. Waltz is there. He couldn't get it under control. Now Haggard has it. Haggard has it taken away, though, by Nellermo. Nellermo goes over to Mickelson on the near side. Mickelson up to Anderson with some speed. Anderson cuts back, looking, has Thome on him. Weaves around, trying to get over to Odegaard, but it deflects off a foot just out of Odegaard's reach. He was able to get back to it, though, and now a whistle against the Eagles. .45 on the clock. A huge opportunity here for Shanley. It was a similar play that led to Davies' goal in this second half. We'll see what the Deacons can do with it. Luke Noah will be the man to kick this one. Waiting for the play to get set. Noah lines up, sends it away, and a little too much behind it. It goes over and a bit left. So another great look for the Deacons, but still it's a big 0 on the scoreboard for Shanley. And you can't say they haven't tried. They've had a lot of looks. They put one in that got called back. Just have not been able to find the back of the net. And at the end of the day, sometimes it boils down to who's getting the bounces, and it just doesn't appear to look that way for Shanley.
Yeah, it looks like Shanley's recognizing, you know, time's winding down. You know, they're getting some great looks, but just not unfortunate right now. Just can't finish much. And, you know, Davies is a lot of credit to Davies' defense. They're doing a great job.
No question. They have really set the tone for this game. They've held their own zone very well, and the few times that Malloy has been tested, he's looked fairly strong. So overall, Davies got to be happy with the way things are going right now. That ball ends up out of bounds, I believe, off of the Deacons. And Eagles taking their time to get this one thrown in, and that's what you got to do if you are Davies. No sense in rushing. As that time continues to wind down, 13:55 on the clock. You see in this shot here, the Shanley student section looking to have more than tripled in size here in the last few minutes. That volleyball game having just let out. Not sure what the final is from that one. We'll try to get that to you, though, if we can. Like we said, it was a 2-0 lead for the Deacons last we had heard, so try to find a final score for you on that one. And it looks like Shanley ended up winning 3-0. So a good win for the Shanley volleyball team. Soccer team, meanwhile, down 2-0, still 13:08 on the clock. We'll see if this increase in student section size can maybe translate to some more success on the field. You never know. Olsen tracks that one down, and he's got a man in the open. Streaking up field now, it's Perez. Perez tries to get up to Haldis, but it's broken up nicely by Malish. Malish able to move around Perez and then get that ball up to Anderson. It goes through the legs of Anderson, though, and Niemer will send it out of bounds. And it looks like that was last touch by Anderson. It was close, but I do think that was the right call. Niemer did a nice job of not touching it, but still forcing Anderson to, still taking the angle away so Anderson couldn't catch up to it. Brecky moving out of his own zone, sends it upfield, trying to find Perez. Mears gets in there, though, and sends it way back downfield and out of bounds. Folks, don't forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media, get the latest updates about Shanley sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts. Like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV. Follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV, and now follow us on Instagram at ShanleyTV. 11:52 on the clock. Eagles starting to get this ball out of their zone. You know, they were tested for a long stretch in this second half. They did not let anything through, though, and now they're starting to get this ball back in the Shanley zone. Haldis chips it forward. Dietz, though, is there to break it up. Dietz goes up to Mickelson. Mickelson couldn't quite get that one under control. Thomas plays it over to Brecky. Brecky sends it upfield. Olsen chasing after it, and Bush will grab it. Risky play, but he played it well. Bush puts it high in the air, showing some urgency there, and Noah heads it forward, but a little too far. No one could quite catch up to that one. Right idea, though, for the Deacons, just trying to get that ball forward as fast as possible. Malloy sends this one downfield. Dietz is right there to try to keep it in, but then Waltz was able to get to it. He gives off over to Haldis. Haldis does a great job getting it upfield, and now Mears will let that one roll into the arms of Max Bush. Bush puts it up in the air, deflected off the head of Thome. Ball being headed around the field here, and it'll go out of bounds. Malish will throw in for the Deacons. Noah's got it now for Shanley. Noah moving that ball around, and it'll roll out of bounds. Appears to be last touch by the Eagles. Quick throw in now on the near side over to Anderson. Anderson waiting, looking. He circles back and then centers that one. Ends up going pretty far right, though, actually looking for Peterson, and it'll roll out of bounds. Peterson says it's off the Eagles, but I don't think he'll get that call. It appears to be last touched by Shanley. Ten minutes even now left to go in this game. Brecky keeping it low, but getting some good distance. It goes past Odegaard. Dietz tries to track it down. He cannot, though. Now a rush for the Eagles. Olsen moving it upfield, gets past Mears. Got some space, Got it past Bush. Bush went down and made a great save. Max Bush able to get on top of that one. It was close. Looked like Olsen got it around him, but Bush does a great job of recovering and hopping back on top of it just in time. And, you know, he's let 2 goals in, but I got to say, Max Bush, for this being, I think, only his second game in net this season, has looked tremendous. As we said earlier, he has played midfield for the rest of the season. So, you know, his time spent in goal has been pretty strong, I'd say.
Yeah, great play by Max Bush. You know, a 3-0 deficit would have been much tougher than 2-0. You know, he's still giving Shanley a chance to win here.
Giving him a chance, but that chance slowly slipping away here. 9 minutes now left to go in the game. Shanley's got to get 2. They got to get them quick. Dietz has the ball, trying to get that one up to Anderson. Anderson has Mickelson streaking on the left side, but he couldn't find a lane to Mickelson. Now Nellermo has it for the Deacons, but it's taken away by Thome. Thome gets that ball upfield, and it's going to be chased down now by Weemkin. It'll roll out, though, off the Eagles, and it'll be thrown in by Mears. Mears, quick throw in over to Anderson. Anderson circling around, puts it up, tried to get it over to Noah, but too many Eagles there. They're just sitting back in their own zone, waiting for Shanley to play it there, really just daring them to take a shot, because right now, Shanley can't get anything through. Niemer clears this one very nicely, just continuing to burn time here for the Eagles. Mears wheels around, gives it off over to Hansen. Hansen looking upfield, keeping it low. It's headed forward by Adams. Ball loose at midfield now. Going to be picked up by Dietz. Dietz can't quite get it under control, though. Waltz takes it away from Anderson that time. Niemer tried to clear. It was blocked partially, though, by Anderson. Dietz goes up to Nellermo. Nellermo back to Odegaard. Odegaard now going to give that one off over to Peterson. Nice move by Peterson to get it to Odegaard. Odegaard now going to send one in on net and in! Oh, my goodness! Out of nowhere, Odegaard puts it in the back of the net, and he is wasting no time trying to get that ball reset. What a huge play for Shanley. And you know, Cam, I think Hunter Malloy thought that was going wide.
Yeah, great shot. That was a very tough angle that Odegaard had. You know, he finished. That was a great finish. You know, that's given Shanley a big chance here with some time left. 2-1 now. Within one, Davies has got to start to get a little nervous here now. And now Shanley's got the momentum, and it's looking upside for Shanley right now.
Absolutely, Odegaard with a great goal from a very tough angle. As you said, you know, the way Malloy reacted, it looked like he thought it was going to go in front of that net and out on the right side, but that was not the case. It just sneaks in there, and a tough break for the Eagles, who up until that point had been just smothering on defense. So the shutout is lost, but certainly not the game. It is still a 1-goal lead for Davies, and it took Shanley 73 minutes to get that first goal. So with 7 minutes to go here, we'll see if that opens the floodgates or if it's just Shanley's lone goal of the night. Mears keeping that one out of his zone, puts it out of bounds. Now the Eagles have it in the Shanley zone. They're going to try to put some pressure of their own on here. The longer that ball stays down on the Shanley side, the less time the Deacons have to try to put another one in the back of the net here. Luke Noah catches up to that ball, gives it back to Malish. Malish over to Mears, who goes straight back to Malish. A little bit of space for Malish as he directs traffic, finds Anderson. Anderson with some space, looking, trying to get that ball up to Nellermo, but Brecky sends it up and over the stands, out of bounds. Mickelson with the quick throw in here. That time found Nellermo, but it's put out of bounds once again. Good opportunity here, though, for Shanley. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go on the clock.
Substitution for your Davies Eagles, number 11, Pablo Nunez.
And a substitution here for Davies as Perez comes in. Odegaard, the man who has the goal, had the ball there, but it was then taken away. Deacons going to have to track this one down. It's Anderson who gets to it. Anderson trying to center, headed forward by Thome. It's loose. Perez whiffs on it, though. Anderson gets there, poked away. Malish has it. Malish looking, directing traffic once again, and that ball ends up out of bounds. Malish looked like he was trying to center, had a couple of guys there, but just could not quite get the right angle on that ball. 5 minutes, 25 seconds. Certainly enough time to get another goal here, but it will be tough. Davies just taking their time as Brecky boots that one downfield. It's going to be headed by Dietz. He was trying to send it forward, but it goes off the back of his head, and Mears will grab it for the Deacons. Mears puts it upfield, trying to find Nellermo. It's going to stay inbounds. A nice break for the Deacons there, and they're going to say it's out off of Davies. A quick throw in. Shanley trying to capitalize, maybe catch Davies on their toes. That time that ball will go out off of Shanley, though. And it is nicely handled that time by Ethan Olson, just signaling for everyone to stay away and let it go out. Four minutes, 38 seconds to go in the game. Low ball from Brecky. Making its way downfield. Adams was there for Davies. It goes out of bounds off of Shanley. 2-1 the score. Once again, Shanley having just gotten on the board a few minutes ago. Trying to tie this one up, though. Not a lot of time to work with. Olsen had it for the Eagles there. Trying to keep it forward that time was Hansen. Davies, though, sending it down into the Shanley zone. Mears boots it forward, trying to find someone. Headed forward, though, by Ethan Olsen and out of bounds off of Davies. Ball going upfield and then put out of bounds again by Olsen. Shanley now with the ball and some good field position. Quick throw in, goes back to Anderson. Anderson hesitates, has Haldus on him. Quick little give off there. And the Eagles once again standing tall on D. It's a nice clear, able to keep it in bounds. Hansen going to have to try and do something with it. He took a hard hit there, caught up fighting for that ball. Odegaard has the ball now. Odegaard putting it upfield. It's intercepted by Brecky, and Brecky using that power to get that ball out of trouble. Owen Mears tracks it down, trying to put it right back in the zone. Had a man, it was Mickelson, but it's popped forward by Thomas. Header missed by both Perez and Malish, so then Waltz just sends it forward. Mears does a great job getting that ball away from Jack Olson. Hansen poking it forward, trying to find a man. Nellermo with it for Shanley. A little bit of room taken away once again, though. Hansen right there keeping that pressure on. Hansen and Olsen battle it out, and then that ball is headed forward by Thome. 2 minutes, 52 seconds. Deacons continue to pressure. Davies' defense still looking strong, though. Niemer pokes it forward. Odegaard picks it up. He gives off to Dietz. Dietz then goes near side over to Anderson. Anderson with a little bit of space trying to work around Waltz. Malish comes in to get that, though. Malish trying to give it off to Anderson. Anderson able to track it down on the near side. Anderson looks, threads the needle over to Mickelson. Mickelson trying to get it to Odegaard. Ball is loose, and it's poked forward and nicely cleared by Haldis. And now Mears has it for Shanley. Mears trying to put that one in towards the goal. Luke Noah was there. Noah trying to catch up to Brecky, but Brecky kicks it away and out of bounds. Deacons trying to throw it in here. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Continuing to pressure. Nellermo has it. Nellermo gets it forward to Odegaard. Cleared once again by the Eagles. Dietz puts it in. Blocked partially. Up in the air out in front of the net. A whistle. And a call against the Eagles. So a big opportunity here.
Big opportunity for Shanley here. Hopefully they can just, put it in front of the net and give everyone a chance to just finish the goal here.
So TJ Anderson will kick it. 1:38 on the clock. Getting this one set. This could be Shanley's last opportunity. This is a huge moment in the game here. We'll see what they can do. Anderson fires one towards the net, headed forward by an Eagle defender. I think it was Perez who got there, and the Eagles handle that beautifully. Shanley trying to keep the pressure on, but Davies just continues to hammer this ball out of the zone. Ball going to go out of bounds off of Olsen. Still time on the clock, 1:12. That ball whiffed on by Niemer. Odegaard tracks it down. Odegaard circles, fires. Men moving towards the net, but it's grabbed by Malloy. A huge save in the clutch for Hunter Malloy. And under a minute to go now. We'll see. There's time, but boy, that was a big save by Malloy. Could have been the game right there. Olsen sends it backwards. It's tracked down by Hansen. The Deacons have got to move fast if they want a prayer here. And Adams is going to send it forward. Hansen gets right back to it. Hansen up over to Malish. Malish on the near side, 30 seconds to work with. He's directing traffic. It's blocked by Waltz. Malish able to get back to it, though. Malish circles in to center field. Dietz has it now for the Deacons. Dietz threads the needle, but it's cleared by Haldis. Up and out of bounds. That ball grabbed by a member of the Davies sideline. Makes a nice play there to keep the game moving. Davies maybe not too pleased with it, but a great display of sportsmanship there. And, as the seconds wind down, not a lot of time left. Noah going to try to get one last kick at it, but there's not enough time. Davies survives a late game rush by Shanley. And, a huge win for the Eagles, but boy, what a late game push from the Deacons.
Yeah, like they say, defense wins championships, and, Davies did a great job of holding their ground at the last few seconds, or the last few minutes, and Shanley was really pushing the ball, but Davies always had an answer to it.
Yeah, not much more that can be said there. Shanley got to be happy with their performance in the latter half of that game. Unfortunately, they just could not keep it on that level throughout the whole game. That was the difference maker. The Eagles stayed consistent. They stayed in control. And like you said, Cam, defense wins championships. And that's a championship caliber defense if I've ever seen one. For tonight, though, for Cam Seville and for our entire crew, I'm Jed Thomas. Your final score from Fargo: Shanley Deacons 1, Davies Eagles 2. To watch the archived version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to ShanleyTV.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Shanley TV.